Chapter 11. Isabella's POV. Damien demanded for a more comfortable room. I don't understand what was not comfortable in the previous room. The room Damien was given. I would be dying of joy if anyone gave me that room to stay in. I guess Alpha's like king quality rooms. We soon reached the room and an Omega came our way and gave Damien the keys, not before giving me a slight glare. It didn't go unnoticed though.
What are you looking at?
Damien spat.
Nothing. Sorry, Alpha.
He bowed and ran. Damien unlocked the door and held out his hand.
Come on, princess.
He said, smiling. What? Why would I go in there? It's your room, I said, confused.
It is, but we're sharing it. I know you don't feel comfortable with sleeping on the same bed with me, so I told Nate to add an extra bed in there.
He said and grabbed my hand and pulled me inside. The other room. The inside of the room was divine. It was spacious and cozy at the same time. I looked around the room in awe. I saw Damon staring at me. Why? I asked.
So you don't have to stay there. You deserve much more, princess. And once when you're comfortable enough, I will take you to my pack. There you will be treated the way you should be, like a queen. But for now, we have to settle for this, Your Highness.
He said, smiling slightly. The thought of meeting his pack scared me. My own pack hates me. Yes, hate is a huge term, but that's exactly what they do. So how can I expect his pack to treat me as their own? As if sensing my fright, Damien came to me and held my hand.
Everything will be fine, baby. Trust me. I will never force you to do anything. We will go to my pack whenever you want. It's totally your choice. Promise.
He said, looking in my eyes. That's how I knew he was sincere. He won't force me. My opinion matters to him. I matter to him.
Baby, it's late. We should have something to eat before bed. But first change into something comfortable,
he said. I looked down at my outfit. I was wearing my 3-year-old baggy t-shirt and black leggings. I don't have any more comfy clothes. I only own 3 t-shirts and 4 leggings and 3 pairs of underclothing. I am comfortable in these, and you can go have dinner. I will wait for you up here, I said, smiling slightly, a forced smile.
Well, they don't look comfortable enough. And why are you not coming for dinner? Are you not feeling good? Do you need something?
He asked, suddenly worried. No, it's fine. I'm fine. I just don't eat dinner, I said, looking down at my feet.
Why?
He asked, shocked at the revelation. Not used to it.
Bella, how much did they feed you? How many times?
He asked seriously, with a no-nonsense face. Once a day, mostly lunch, I replied.
What? And how much?
He asked again. A couple toast, cube-sized chicken, and a cup of water.
How are you so brave, Bella? You've been coping with this shit for so long. I'm so sorry you had to endure so much pain, baby, but not anymore.
He said, hugging me tightly as if I'll vanish. He held me at an arm length and looked at me in the eyes.
Now you will have your breakfast, lunch, and evening snacks and dinner. You'll eat everything like you should, and how much you like. No one will stop you. I'll be there.
He said sternly, but smiling at the end. He took my hand and gently grabbed me down to the dining area. Then it hit me. I didn't make dinner. What will everyone eat? I sped walked to the kitchen, Damien following close behind me.
What are you doing, Bella?
Damien asked. I had no time to respond. I looked around the kitchen, that by any chance anyone had cooked something. Nothing! Absolutely nothing! What will everyone eat now? 45 minutes until dinner starts. I went to the pantry and found packets of spaghetti. I placed them on the counter and heated a big boiler.
Baby, what are you doing?
Damien asked from behind. There is nothing to eat, Damien. I was supposed to make dinner today like every day, but I forgot. Now I'm trying to make something edible for everyone to eat, or the whole pack will starve. No one here can cook to save their life, I ramble.
They did so much, gave you so much pain, but here you are making dinner for more than 100 people.
He said, if I do the same things they did, then what will be the difference between them and me? And I don't want myself to turn out like them in the end, I said while making meatballs.
Well, I want to be like you, so I'll help you.
Damien said and put the second flame on and put a saucepan on it.
But I don't know how to make it. Be my instructor.
I tell him what to do, and it seemed as if he was absorbing all of the things I was saying. Within 30 minutes, spaghetti and meatballs were ready for everyone. 2 of the Omegas came in the kitchen. Both of them looked at Damien and bowed.
Take the food and place it at the table.
Damien ordered them. They quickly took all the dishes and left the kitchen. By the time Damien and I cleaned up, everyone was already at the table. Pack members looked at me, some confused looks as to why I was here, some with glares, and some simply surprised. I noticed how only one seat was left at the huge table, at the head. I let Damien before me, and he sat there. I stood beside him. He looked at me and then the table. He then let out a breath, everyone carefully watching his each activity.
I guess there's no room left,
he said and suddenly pulled me down on his lap. I squealed a little in surprise. I tried to get up, but he held tighter and moved a little so we were both comfortable. My back was touching his hard chest, his strong arms around my stomach, and his chin rests on my shoulder. He seemed to be very happy by the position. He took a plate and piled up loads of food on it. How could he possibly eat that much? Everyone had also fixed a plate for themselves. I noticed my parents looking at me with disgust. I lowered my head. Then all of a sudden there was a forkful of spaghetti in front of my mouth. I saw Damien looking at me and smiling. He looked at me expectantly. I opened my mouth and he fed me. It continued that way. He fed me, then himself, then me again. Occasionally he brushed his fingers at my sides and I let out a loud giggle. I was very ticklish. Throughout dinner no one spoke, other than my occasional giggles and Damien's small laughs. The dinner nearly came to end when Alpha Mason spoke.
Omegas did a great job today. The food was good.
The Omegas didn't hesitate before smiling and saying thank you, taking all the credit. I let them pass like always, not like I could do anything. But Damien had other plans.
Actually, me and my maid Isabella made all the food today, Alpha Mason. Your Omegas were either a bit too late for their work, or they are totally dependent on my Bella.
Damien said. Alpha Mason cleared his throat.
Well, the food is really good, Alpha Damien and Isabella.
Alpha Mason said.
It had to be. We made it together, so there was a lot of love in it.
Damien said with a closed mouth smile. Well, this is awkward.
Chapter 12. Damien's POV. It had to be. We made it together, so there was a lot of love in it, I said with a forced smile. I want everyone to know. I noticed Bella shifting uncomfortably, looking down on her lap. I know she's not used to eating with everyone and gaining attention, but I just couldn't help it. I want to show everyone she is not something to be walked all over. She is worth more, and I will practically print it in their brains if I have to. Baby, you want more? You only ate like 5 forkfuls of it, I asked her. She doesn't eat even that. We've tried our best to make her eat a real meal, but I guess she's just being conscious with her weight, a walking, talking cake said. At the corner of my eye, I saw Bella unconsciously rub her flat tummy. And why should she be conscious about her weight? She is underweight, if anything. She needs to eat food, I said, gritting my teeth.
Obvious, isn't it? She's fat. Have you seen her stomach and thighs? God, so fat. Look at me. Skinny and perfect size,
she said. Do you know who you are talking about and who you are talking to? I growled.
Yes, but this girl does not deserve to be your mate. You two don't match at all. You and me would be perfect together, Damien,
she exclaimed, standing up. It's Alpha Damien to you. I didn't give you the authority to call me by my name, and no one disrespects my mate. No one, I said, dangerously calm. I saw everyone shiver. Alpha, I guess we need to teach them a lesson, Nate said from where he was seated. Of course. Teach one and others will learn automatically. Take her to the dungeons and treat her like my Bella used to be treated before me. Make her pay, I said, glaring at her. Her eyes widened and she started shaking.
No, you can't do that,
she exclaimed as Nate dragged her out. I did not respond. I don't need to. I came back to my senses and looked at my Bella with a smile, only to change it into a frown. Tears were filled in her beautiful eyes. Baby, why are you crying? Don't cry. I don't like it when you cry. She did not stop. Instead, she hugged me and sobbed more. I ran my hand through her hair and kissed her head. Baby, you want to go to bed? I asked. She just nodded. I got up with her in my arms. We entered our room and I tried laying her on the king-size bed. Tried. She did not let go of me. Not that I mind. I sat down on the bed and lifted her head up. Her eyes were slightly red and her bottom lip was trembling. Baby, why are you crying? Did I do something wrong? She cut me off by hugging me tightly again.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. But you did something that no one had ever done for me. You stood up for me. No one ever did. Not even my parents.
Her voice was muffled. Wait, her parents? Your parents?
Yeah, they are the warriors. They stopped caring when I was 5. Left me on the mercy of the pack.
I never thought of her parents until now. But how can someone do that to their child? If my mother knows about this, she will throw a big fit about it. She's a typical mother. Now I think I'm so lucky to have loving parents and pack. Some don't, but my Bella won't come in the list. She will be loved. Baby, don't be sad. Sad expressions don't suit you. You look good when you're happy, and I'll do anything to see that smile on your pretty little face. Come on now, smile. Smile, smile, I said, and tickled her sides. She immediately started to giggle. We talked for a while and got to know each other more. We both have something in common. Our favorite color is white. Our favorite fruit is banana. And we are both each other's favorites. I smiled at that one. After some time, she fell asleep. I tucked her in and kissed her forehead. Good night, baby. Tomorrow morning will be the start of your new life, which will be filled with love, care, and affection. I changed into some basketball shorts and laid down on the extra bed facing Bella. I stared at her beautiful sleeping face, probably looking like a creep, but who cares? She looked so peaceful, so calm, no tears, no fears, the way I like it. I sighed and eventually fell asleep, dreaming of my Bella.
I woke up at 5 in the morning, like usual. I looked around and realized I was sleeping on the big bed. It was like sleeping on the clouds. I saw Damien sleeping on the extra bed. I got out of the covers and made my way to him. I tried to contain my giggle when I saw him. He was so cute. He sleeps like a baby, mouth slightly open, eyes lightly closed, and hopelessly tangled in the covers. I didn't want to wake him up, so I went on my day. I took a really quick shower in the Omega's bathroom and made a beeline to the kitchen. Before I could enter, a strong hand gripped my wrist. It hurt. The person turned me around and pushed me to the wall behind. It was Alpha Mason. I didn't dare look at him and kept my eyes downcast.
You little piece of shit. You know what you've done? You are so selfish. Because of you, my pack has to suffer.
He growled in a low voice. I don't know what you're talking. He cut me off by banging my head on the wall. I gasped as my vision was clouded by black dots.
Don't give me that bullshit, you bitch. I know you convinced Alpha Damien to favor you. He is furious because we gave you what you deserve. You just had to gain his pity by acting as if you were in pain. But the truth is that you deserve all what you got.
Stop. I heard a soft voice. It was mine. I spoke up. Stop. I'm not worthless. I am precious. I have a mate that wants me. I don't deserve what you've said, I said softly with a little confidence. I don't know where the confidence came from, but Damien said that I deserve to be treated like a princess. And you know what? I think I believe him. A little.
Did you just speak? You spoke up to me? You bitch. How dare you?
He raised his hand to slap me. I hid my head with my hands for defense, but it never came. I looked up and saw a girl with short dark hair and blue eyes holding Alpha Mason's hand. She looked him in the eye, daring him. She did not look familiar. Who is she? How dare you, you foul creature! Don't you have any sense of respect for women? How dare you raise your hand on her? I should kill you for raising your hand on my Luna. Oh? I looked at them confused. Alpha Mason looked at her in confusion and anger, and he raised his other hand to hurt her, but she kicked him. There. Hard. Ouch, must have hurt. He doubled over in pain. The girl smiled in satisfaction.
What is going on here?
Damien's voice came from a few meters away. I stood rooted to the floor. He saw me standing in the corner and jogged towards me and hugged me. Then he turned towards the girl.
Nina? What are you doing here?
He asked the girl, Nina. Oh, brother, when will you understand me? Were 16 years not enough to know I like to give and get surprises? Nina said.
Well,
was Damien's smart reply. Nina rolled her eyes at him and held her hand to me. "Hi, I'm Nina, Damien's sister. I'm 4 years younger, by the way," she said. I shook her hand.
The mention of you being younger by 4 years was not required there.
Damien said. "Whatever," she waved him off.
Anyway, Nina, this is my mate, Isabella. And don't you dare call her Bella. Only I can.
He said the last part in a whisper.
And baby, this is Nina, my younger sister.
"Nice to meet you," I said quietly. OMG! I can't believe my idiot of a brother found his mate. I really thought his mate would not be half as pretty as you. Oh, holy Skittles, you're so pretty. You know, I have so many funny and embarrassing baby Damien stories Mom told me. I can totally share them with you. Oh God, we have to spend time together. We should go out for shopping tomorrow, or technically today.
Nina, breathe.
Damien said with a straight face. Oh yeah. She smiled shyly and then hugged me, catching me off guard. I eventually hugged her back. I already like you, Nina said. I guess I got on her good side.
But, baby, what are you doing up at such an ungodly hour? It's still dark outside.
Damien asked. I wake up at this time every morning to make breakfast. I didn't want to wake you up, so I just took a shower and came here, I said with a small smile.
Why didn't you wake me up?
He asked. How can I tell him that, oh, actually you looked cute while you were sleeping like a baby, that's why? Absolutely not.
Never mind this time, but next time at least inform me. I was worried.
He said, and I let out a breath. Hey, since I drove for so long, I guess you guys can take me out for breakfast. All 3 of us. Nate can join too, Nina said.
Not a bad idea. We can all go and eat out at a diner or something, so Bella doesn't have to make breakfast.
Damien said. But I have to make it for the pack. You guys go. I'll be here, I said. I really want to go. I haven't stepped out of the house. Only once when I went to the city border. That too for groceries. A month ago. Oh, they're grown-ups now. They can cook their own food. Come on. Please. Nina pouted and said.
Come on, princess. It'll be fun. And we can get ice cream later.
My eyes lit up at the mention of ice cream. I get ice cream once a year, on the Alpha's birthday. It's a tradition to give ice cream after the buffet. I'm grateful for this tradition. I get ice cream. Promise? I asked.
Promise.
He replied. I hugged Damien tightly.
I take it you like ice cream.
He chuckled. Like is an unimaginably huge understatement. I fell in a deep tub of ice cream love the first time I ate it, I said.
Okay then.
Then his eyes landed on an unconscious Mason.
What is this twat doing here?
Damien asked. I was going to the kitchen when he grabbed me and yelled at me. He was about to hit me when Nina saved me, I said, smiling gratefully at Nina. Damien, you should have seen her talking back to him. His face was priceless, Nina said during a fit of laughter.
Really? You stood up for yourself.
I nodded, and he pulled me into a big bear wolf hug.
I'm so proud of you, baby. You just have to be confident like this all the time.
He said and kissed my hair, my forehead, my nose, and cheeks.
Now I'll get you an extra ice cream for that,
he said happily. We talked a bit more in the bedroom where Damien and I are staying. 2 hours. That's how much we talked. It was mostly Nina. She is very cheery. She smiled a lot. She and Damien have nothing in common, except that both of them claim to like me. After a while, we were getting ready to go out. Nina gave me some of her clothes to wear till we go shopping. I didn't look half bad. I didn't look half bad. The green and white sweater was a bit big, but other than that, it was all good. Nina was currently in the next room, which was given to Damien before. I came out of the bathroom and saw Damien casually laid on the bed with a pillow on his lap, flipping through different channels of TV. He saw me and smiled. I smiled back.
You know you look gorgeous when you smile. You should smile more often,
he said and gave me a kiss on the forehead before entering the bathroom. As soon as he disappeared, I covered my face and giggled. He is so sweet. At that moment, Nina barged into the room, fully dressed. Hey, girly friend, let's go get some food. I'm not going to die of starvation. I want my death story to be more interesting than that, she said and sighed dramatically. I raised an eyebrow. Oh, come on, where's my brother? I want to leave this place already. I hate it here, she said. Her eyes displayed pure hate and anger, but not towards me, for which I'm thankful. These siblings can be scary when they want to. What happened? I asked cautiously, not to offend her or worse, make her more angry. She sighed and chuckled. Oh, nothing. Just a walking, talking poop bag and a toothpick came to me and started talking gibberish. They thought they were making fun of me, so I broke 2 eggs and poured flour on them. She said and laughed. I couldn't help but chuckle. It would have been fun to watch. Just then Damien came out of the bathroom and stared at us weirdly.
I'm not even going to ask. Knowing Nina, she might as well have dropped eggs and flour with a topping of jelly on somebody.
He said seriously. That's when Nina and I lost it. We were full on laughing now, like when you laugh so hard no sound comes out of your mouth. I saw Damien staring at me with a smile. His eyes held adoration and love. What? Is there something on my face? I asked shyly. He shook his head and chuckled.
I was wrong. You look 1,000 times more gorgeous when you laugh,
He said, and I'm sure my blush could give a tough competition to a fresh red tomato. He disappeared into the closet and my attention was back to Nina. I have never seen him so happy. You really mean a lot to him, Issa. He has searched for many years in hopes of finding a mate. Since he was a kid, he would tell us how good he will treat his mate, how he would shower her with chocolates and stuffed toys or anything she would like. She said and laughed, but I know how deep meaning those words held. Even I dreamt those dreams. You know, once Damien came home with a crying boy. Damien found him at the park when he was 8 and the boy as 7. He didn't have anywhere to go, homeless. So Damien brought him home, took care of him, and he also told him that he could stay there all his life if he likes. He was Damien's first friend, she said with a smile. Who was the boy? I asked curiously. Oh, you know him. It's Nate, his beta. Our father's beta did not have children, so when Damien took the alpha position, he gave the beta job to Nate. Oh, is all I could say. Yeah, my brother can be a thickhead most of the times, heartless and cold, but from the inside he is very sensitive, more than anyone. But he never showed the emotions though, Nina said. Damien came out of the closet before I could say anything. Damien's outfit.
Come on, ladies. We're gonna have breakfast, not lunch. Talk in the car all you want,
He said while fixing his watch. He looked hot. Really, Bella? Where did that come from? He took my hand in his, and I grabbed Nina's hand, and we left the room. The car Damien owned was like a dream. It was sleek black and had really soft seats. I don't know much about cars, but I can tell this one was expensive. I sat on the passenger seat while Damien drove, and Nina at the back. I wonder why nobody was in the hall when we left. They should be up by now. We made small talks through the ride, and after 15 minutes, we reached a simple diner called Bologna's. We sat on a booth, and while the siblings were boring their eyes in the menus, I took the time to look around the diner. It had a modern and vintage look at once. I don't know how they managed to have this look, but it was working. It has a cozy and homey feeling. There are couches near the walls with big tables, and the rest of the space is filled with normal chairs and square tables.
Baby, have you decided what you're gonna have?
Damien asked me while looking my way. I'll just have a cup of honey and cinnamon tea with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I said, looking at the menu. That's it? Nina asked, tilting her head to the side, her short hair dangling to the sides. Yeah, I could not complete my sentence as a loud voice yelled in my head.
Where the hell are you? Why is there no food in the kitchen?
Alpha Mason's voice rang in my ears. It felt as if someone had blown a trumpet in my ears. And then realization hit me in the face. I'm in some deep trouble.
We were currently sitting at the diner and waiting for our breakfast. Princess ordered a PB&J sandwich and tea. She needs to boost her appetite.
That's it?
Nina asked Bella. Honestly, my sister eats more than me, so my maid ordering this tiny amount of food didn't process properly in her brain.
Yeah.
Bella gasped and held her head. What happened? I was by her side in a flash. Seeing her in pain is painful. Her eyes were unfocused, and I knew she was held in a mind link. I cupped her face in one hand and massaged her head with the other. Baby, listen to me. Cut off the mind link. Come back to me, I said. That seemed to work. Her eyes were focused again, and I hugged her softly, cradling her gently in my arms. I let go and kissed her cheeks. Who was mind linking you? I asked.
Alpha Mason,
she said, and I let out a low growl. What did he say? I asked.
He yelled at me and asked me where I am, and to come back this instant and cook breakfast. He sounds drunk.
She was now sniffing slightly, and I started planning 15 different ways to kill an alpha and get away with it. And being the most powerful helps. I hugged her again, but it was cut short as I was ripped away from her. I was ready to kill anyone who dared to do this. I looked up and saw Nina standing in front of us.
Damien, I guess we should go home. And Issa here sure needs a girl's time. So we head home now and you take care of your stuff, and we will plan something to cheer up Issa here,
She said with a cheery smile. The idea was not at all appealing. I didn't want to leave Bella when she is sad. I was about to decline, but Bella interrupted me.
I guess it could work. I never had anyone to spend time with. Nina and I will spend some time together,
She said excitedly. That brought a smile to my face. My mate and sister are so good with each other. Two extremely important girls in my life. So you don't want me anymore. I get it. You just want me for my sister, I said in fake hurt and pushed my bottom lip out a little. I've seen people do that, so why not?
It's not like that, Damien. I just thought spending time would be a good idea, and you won't be disturbed by me. I am really sorry, Damien, if you felt left out and bad.
I instantly regretted doing that. She looked like she was about to cry. I just shook my head and pulled her on my lap, hugging her tightly. Oh, Bella, I was just teasing. I have no problem with you and Nina spending time together. You can do anything you like, princess. No one will stop you, okay? Now smile. Smile, smile, I said and tickled her sides, making her squeal. We walked toward the front door. It was a little after the whole Mind Link ruckus. We had our breakfast peacefully and then left. The whole time Bella was on about how we should eat fast and not anger that Mason the monkey any more than he already is. I tried to tell her that she doesn't need to care. He can go to hell and fry himself to death for all I care. But then Nina convinced her to calm down by saying that we are already late, so being a bit more late won't do anything. She reluctantly agreed. Like the gentleman I am, I held the front door open for both the ladies. Once we were in, we were all surrounded by angry and hungry wolves. I growled at them. They immediately backed away except for one, Mason the monkey. What the heck? Where were you? You were supposed to make breakfast first thing every morning, but no. You go around and have fun while we starve ourselves, Mason yelled at Bella. I was about to show him hell when Nina beat me to it.
Oh, really? If you were so hungry, why don't you tell your mate to cook something delicious for you? Oh, wait. She doesn't have it in her to cook. Sure, she can't cook to save her own life. You pathetic excuse of people are surviving to this day because of Issa over here. If it weren't for her, your pack would have been nothing but a pack of runts and down-class bitches and sluts.
She then showed them the finger and took Bella's hand, making way upstairs. Hey, wait a second, I called and jogged up to them. Since I won't be allowed to your girls' day and I probably won't be seeing you till morning, I want to hug you good afternoon, evening, and night, now. And with that I hugged her with all my might. I kissed her forehead, eyes, nose, cheeks, and chin. I'm gonna miss her as hell. She gave me a heart-stopping smile and turned to walk away, but I grabbed her hand and pulled her to me. One picture, please? I gave a small pout and said. She nodded and I brought my phone out. I took about 6 selfies together, 3 pictures of her alone. These will keep me sane until you are back in my arms, Bella, I thought. Once she left, my smile dropped and I heard a growl. I turned and came face to face with Mason the monkey. You have no right to take Isabella anywhere without my permission. She is my Pax Omega, and I will make her do whatever I like, Alpha. Well, we'll see about that. But honestly, I really don't care what you think. You are the last person on my to-care list, if not there at all, I said, smirking. Yeah, and I don't want you to care. Just keep this in mind. Don't mess with me and my pack, he growled. I'm not here to mess with you. I'm here to make you and your pack a mess. And now if you will excuse me, I have a very long and important day ahead, I said coolly. As I walked upstairs, I turned around and smirked at him. Bring it on, Alpha. And with that, I turned around and started making plans how I can sneak on my mate. Or better yet, be a part of their plan.
Chapter 15, Isabella's POV. When I saw Damien giving Alpha Mason that look, I knew it was the start of something bad. But before I could do anything, Nina pulled me upstairs to her room. When we reached the bedroom, Nina tripped on a stuffed panda and fell face first onto the bed. She huffed and sat up Indian style, and patted the place for me to sit. I sat next to her, but could not get myself to focus on her words. I was thinking what was going on between the two alphas. A light slap on my thigh stopped the train of thoughts in my head. I know you're not listening to me. What are you thinking about, Issa? Nina asked softly. What do you think is going on downstairs? I asked back. I don't know what is going on there, but I can assure you that Damien knows what is good for us, and he will not do anything stupid. Relax, Issa. I can tell Damien would have already solved the problem, and is now planning to sabotage our plan for Girls' Day, she said confidently. How do you know what he is planning? I asked. Oh, I know him. He is probably hunting for excuses so that he could see you, she replied. You can be wrong, I said, and she just shook her head. Okay, then I will count to 20, and I'm 100% sure he will be here by then, Nina said. I just shrugged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Did you have your medicine, baby?
Damien said, poking his head from the door. Nina burst out laughing. I let out a soft chuckle.
Is there something wrong?
Damien asked, walking in. Oh, nothing. I just told Issa how you must be planning to join us on Girls' Day. And here you are, Nina said, and I saw a hint of pink on Damien's cheeks.
Huh, Puff. Why would I do that? I just came to check whether she took all her medicine or not.
He explained. No, I forgot, I said, looking down.
Baby, you have to take care of yourself. If you don't take your medication, how can you be healthy? I know eating bitter pills can be painful, but you have to take them,
he said while searching the drawers for my medicine. He handed me a glass of water and gave me 3 big tablets. Ew. I gulped them down one by one and gave the glass back to Damien. Now that Issa has taken her medicine, you can leave. We are here to spend some girl time, FYI. Nina glared at Damien. He sighed and came to me and hugged me one last time, squishing me in his arms.
I'll miss you. Don't have too much fun without me,
he said. Yeah, now go. Nina pushed him out of the room.
Don't forget about me, princess. I'll come back to get you,
he said dramatically. Bye, Prince. Come back to me soon, I called after him. He smiled and I blew him a kiss. He pretended to catch it and kept it in his shirt pocket. He was so cheesy and dramatic. After some time, me and Nina were sprawled on the floor with blankets all over us and watching a show called Teen Wolves. It's really good. It's ironic, actually. We finished 3 tubs of ice cream that Damien dropped off earlier, as he promised before. A few bags of chips and cookies. It was getting dark now. I checked the clock and it said 5:30. Nina and I cleaned the room, and before I could get out of the room, she grabbed my wrist and hugged me. Do you think we can go shopping tomorrow? You really need clothes, she said. I'll ask Damien. Then we can go together, I replied. Okay, good night, girly friend, she said. Good night. I entered Damien's room, and the sight was hilarious. Damien was sprawled on the bed, his head resting on the headboard, a sulking expression painted on his face. When he saw me, his face instantly brightened, and he hopped off the bed and tackled me in a hug.
I missed you,
he exclaimed. I was just next door, I said.
Still.
He broke the hug and kissed me on the cheek. You had dinner? I asked.
Yeah, I brought my dinner here. I figured you would be already full from all the snacks. And just so you know, the food was absolutely horrible, not edible. I had to settle for fruits and salad,
he said, frowning and making disgusting faces. You must be hungry then. I'll go to the kitchen and make something for you really quick, I said and bounced to the kitchen. I looked around and found some chicken. I made some grilled chicken and filled them in a taco with some sauce. I walked back to the room with the tray in my hand. Damien was sitting on the couch scrolling on his phone. He saw me approach and smiled. I kept the tray with tacos in front of him. He eyed them for a few seconds and then started eating. He moaned at the taste and I knew the food was okay. How is it? I asked. He gulped the food and looked at me with a smile.
It's incredible. I have had a taco so delicious,
he said and kissed my cheeks. He then continued eating till the tray was clean. I was about to carry the tray when he stopped me. He took both of my hands and kissed my palm and fingers.
These hands have magic in them. Food was really delicious,
he said. The look in his eyes said that the words were true. I washed the tray and left it on the rack. I entered the room and saw Damien had already changed. He came to me and gave me one of his t-shirts. I looked up confused.
Wear this. The material is really soft. I know you're not comfortable in those clothes. You can wear my clothes till we go shopping for you. Here."
He handed me the t-shirt and kissed my forehead. I remembered something. "Damien, Nina was asking if we could go shopping tomorrow. If you agree, she really wanted to go." I asked.
"Of course, princess. Be ready after breakfast. We can go after that."
He said, smiling. He smiles a lot, but it suits him. I went to the bathroom and changed. The t-shirt reaches to my knees and the sleeves go past my elbows. I pouted. I am 4'8". I'm really short, I guess. Or maybe Damien is too huge. I sighed and exited the bathroom. Damien laid on his stomach on the extra bed. I can tell he is not comfortable on the twin-size bed. I sat on the foot of the bed and shook him lightly. He responded, looking at me.
"You know, my clothes look better on you than me."
I blushed and he chuckled. "Damien, I think you should sleep on the other bed. This bed is clearly small and uncomfortable for you," I said.
"No, princess, I'm very comfortable. You go and sleep there. I'm all good."
He gave me a thumbs up and rolled over. "You know, that bed is very big. We can both fit," I said without thinking.
"What?"
He asked, shocked. "We can both share the bed, if you don't mind," I said. He thought about it for a minute.
"Are you sure? 'Cause I tend to cuddle with pillows or maybe even you."
He said, and his cheek became pink. "Yeah, I'm sure we'll manage. Come on," I said and got under the covers. Soon he joined me. There was tension in the air, both awkwardly laying on the bed. Then Damien moved to face me and wrapped his arm around my waist, my back against his chest. I moved closer and cuddled. We both relaxed, and soon sleep took over.
Chapter 16. Damien's POV. Sleeping next to my mate, holding her while sleeping, is the best thing in the world. I woke up before her and stared at her like a creep. She cuddled to my side, her head on my arm, her hand around my torso. I sighed happily and brushed the bangs out of her face. "You are a treasure to me, very precious." She stirred next to me and I quickly closed my eyes, pretending to be asleep. After a few minutes, I felt her soft fingers on my face. Her fingers traced along my forehead, nose, and when she reached my lips, I licked her fingers. I heard a squeal, followed by a thud and a groan. I opened my eyes and Bella was not there. Then I looked down. Oh God, she fell down. I poked my hand out for her to take. She gladly accepted it and I pulled her up. She sat down but whimpered slightly. I guess she fell pretty bad. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have scared you," I said while rubbing the back of my neck. She let out a beautiful laugh and said,
"Don't worry, I was just taken by surprise. So you were up the whole time, huh?"
Maybe not," I said and let out a nervous laugh.
"Okay."
Was all she said and got out of bed. She got some clothes from the closet.
"Can I take a shower first?"
She asked. "Of course. No need to ask me, baby. You can do whatever you want," I said with a smile.
"Thanks."
I rolled out of bed and stretched a little. I went to the window besides the bed and looked out. There was a big forest. I was about to turn back, but I saw something, or rather, someone. Nina. She was talking to a guy. He was not a rogue. He had to be from this pack. His back was facing my side, so I couldn't see his face. They finished their talk and left in different directions. Weird. That's when Bella walked in and I thought about talking to Nina later. "You feeling good now?" I asked, and took some clothes to change in after the shower.
"Yeah, I feel good."
She replied and started to dry her hair with the help of a towel. I had a nice warm shower and changed into fresh clothes. When I came out of the bathroom, I saw Nina with Bella. They were talking in a hushed tone. "What are you planning, Nina?" I asked in a suspicious tone.
"Nothing."
She squealed and jumped in surprise. "Bella?" I looked at her expectantly. That she will tell me. She just gave me the most innocent face she could muster, and I swear my heart turned into a puddle. Why does she have to be so cute and adorable? "Okay, fine, don't tell me. Are you guys ready?" "We will leave after breakfast," I said, looking for my Oakley glasses. I couldn't find them. "Baby, have you seen my sunglasses anywhere? I can't find them." I huffed and dropped myself on the couch. I guess not even a minute later she was in front of me with the glasses in her hands. I smiled at her and gave a big sloppy kiss on each cheek. Thank you, baby. I bounced downstairs, leaving the girls to do whatever. I sat on the living room couch and scrolled through emails. I also own a chain of hotels in different countries. What do you think I do for a living? I'm a freaking billionaire in the outside world. My girls came down looking pretty as always. I stood up and we made a beeline to the dining room. As usual, there were only 2 seats left, so Nina sat on one and I occupied the other with Bella on my lap. There was some minor problems back home, so Nate had to go back right then. So Nina was sitting where Nate sat the other day. These people don't listen, do they? The food was served. The sight of burned eggs and mushy sandwiches made me sick.
Are you seriously going to eat that thing? I'm out of this. I'm not touching this.
Nina mind-linked me. I looked at her and nodded my head. I won't eat this shit, and nor is my mate. I lifted Bella off me and grabbed her face before walking out, Nina following behind.
What happened? Where are we going?
Bella asked. Did you see that food? It was not food. It was a pure disaster. I don't even give my enemies that kind of food, I said, completely horrified by the sight. Eating food is probably one of my favorite things to do, but they ruined it for me.
So, where do we go now?
Nina asked. Let's go to the mall. We can eat something there. And we drove off to the nearest mall.
Chapter 17. Isabella's POV. While driving to the mall, I couldn't help but feel as if something bad is going to happen. Aside from the bad feeling, I'm very excited. I've never been to the mall before. I only received few old, used clothes from the pack, so I never had a reason to go. Damien parked the car and got out. I was about to open the door when Damien did it for me.
I'm a gentleman, remember?
He said with a playful smirk. I smiled and took his hand. Yeah, be a gentleman for your mate and forget about your baby sister? Nina pouted, still sitting in the back seat, arms crossed.
Aw, is my baby sister mad at me? Come on, Nina. I'm sorry. Here, you take my other hand.
Damien extended his other hand and helped her out. Perks of being a baby sister, Nina said quietly in my ear. We giggled at her tactics. I wish I had a big brother too. A caring big brother like Damien is.
Let's go, girls.
Damien said and ushered us in. The mall could be described in one word. Amazing. It has everything I would ever wish to have. As soon as we entered, Nina dragged us to Forever 21 to buy me some clothes. Damien said to buy anything that catches my eye. Money is not a problem. But I can't just spend so much of his money on me, so I just picked a pair of flowy tops, one One Direction t-shirt, 2 jeans. I placed my clothes on the counter. The person was about to pack the stuff when Nina came out with heaps of clothes in her hand. Pack these too. She huffed and dumped them on the counter. Nina? I asked. Oh, don't worry. These are your clothes. Damien chose all of them, and I just carried them here. My jaw practically hit the floor, and my eyes were wide. They are probably more than 100 pairs of clothing, Nina, I exclaimed. Maybe more. Damien saw you picking only a few, so he made it a mission to buy everything that he thought would look good on you, she said with a squeal and bright smile.
That would be $2,067.65, miss.
The cashier said, and my eyes widened. That's it? Nina asked in confusion. I thought it would go up to $3,000 or something, but anywho, we have to find Damien to pay for them now.
No need to find me, I'm here.
Damien appeared with some more dresses in his hand. Damien? I asked, my face showing pure horror.
What?
He asked innocently. What are you doing? I whisper-yelled.
Shopping for my princess, since she won't do it herself. You know, I think I saw a really nice dress at the rack behind somewhere.
Don't you dare. You know how much those cost? $2,067.65. We can't add anymore. We have to reduce some, I said, pointing my finger at him. He only gave me an amused look and told the cashier to pack the ones he brought. The person was more than happy to do that. I just pouted and crossed my arms. By the time we almost finished shopping, it was already 3:30. And don't get me started at the money that was spent. I was exhausted, and my feet were killing me. Ugh! My legs almost gave out, but Damien, being my savior, saved me.
Baby, you look so tired. Let's go home, okay? We can continue another time,
he said while holding me up by my waist. His touch spread warmth throughout my body, and I felt somewhat relaxed. But we didn't go to a very important place. It will be the last, I swear, Nina said, bouncing on her feet. But I can't walk anymore, Nina. If I do, I'm sure I won't be able to walk for a month, I said, giving a sad face. But it's important. Let's go, she said and walked ahead.
Come on, you can hop on my back. I'll carry you.
Damien said, turning around. No, my weight will crush you, I said. Yes, I gained so much weight in just a week. I gained 3 pounds.
Baby, are you kidding me? You weigh nothing more than a feather.
He chuckled and lifted me on his back. He placed his hand under my thighs and my hands around his neck. Most of the bags were already in the car, because we could not carry them all, and the rest were with Nina. We soon found Nina, but the store where she was standing at made my cheeks burn like fire. She had to go to Victoria's Secret. She saw us and waved. I could tell that Damien was getting uncomfortable. I see you got yourself a ride, huh? Nina said and wiggled her eyebrows. I blushed and hid my face in Damien's shoulder.
Her feet were aching, Nina. The least I could do is carry her.
He replied. Okay, then let's go inside, she said. And Damien, you can come with us if you want, but if not, then why don't you make yourself useful and bring lunch for us while we are here? Nina said innocently. Damien reluctantly let me down and faced me.
Baby, it won't take long, okay? I'll be back before you know. Just shop whatever you want and meet me here, okay?
He said and I nodded.
And what do you want for lunch? Or late lunch?
He asked me. I just shrugged my shoulder and smiled.
I'll get pizza then?
I nodded. Pizza sounds good. He blew me a kiss and smiled before turning around. I didn't notice when Nina came and dragged me to the store. He's whipped. Like totally. He can't get enough of you. But I can tell why. You are everything he wished for. She gushed and picked a pair of underwear before making a disgusted face and putting it back on the shelf. He wished for a mate like me? Why would he wish for someone like me? He would tell us that how his mate will be the cutest thing ever. She would be really kind and generous. You fit perfectly in all of these. I wouldn't be surprised if he already prepared the box full of toys and chocolates, she said, putting things in the cart. Huh? It was on his to-do list for when he found his mate. He made it when he was 6. Dad helped him. Damien said he would give his mate all his toys and chocolates once he meets her. Believe me, he kept all his toys as good as new till this date. She laughed. I found it really sweet. Damien looks so tough and scary from the outside, but from the inside he is so soft. I'm lucky to be his mate. We continued shopping for more underclothes when I felt the need to use the restroom. Hey Nina, I'm going to the restroom, okay? I will come back fast. I saw her nod and I went to find the restroom. It was at the far end. I quickly did my business and washed my hands. I took a step out when suddenly a sharp pain shot up on the left side of my head. I touched it and saw blood dripping on the floor. My vision started to become blurry, and the last thing I saw and heard was a silhouette of a man and his laugh before I slipped into darkness.
Damien's POV. I didn't want to leave Bella, but the thought of going into that store felt uncomfortable. So I left to get the girls some food. I know Bella is really tired, and I know just how to take all the pain away. I went to a local pizza house and ordered the food. In 15 minutes, the pizzas were handed over to me. I was making my way back when I saw a jewelry shop. A small ruby pendant caught my eye. The rubies were cut in heart shapes and were shining in the light. It would look beautiful on Bella, Dom said in my head. Yeah, I replied. I quickly entered the store and told the man on the counter to pack the set. I told him to wrap it in a nice gift wrap. I took the box and hid it under my shirt. I'll give it to Bella when we reach home. I know she'll like it. I reached the store, saw Nina standing alone looking everywhere. Where's Bella? Nina, where's Bella? I asked.
She said she's going to the restroom, but I guess she's taking her time?
Nina said, but I don't have a good feeling about it.
Let me just go and check.
Nina said, I'll come with you. I'll stand outside.
Okay.
We made our way to the restroom and were immediately hit by the scent of blood. I saw blood on the floor and sensed Bella's scent lingering in the air, along with a foul, pungent smell. Rogue. They took Bella. Oh God, why did I leave her side? It's all my fault. She doesn't know how to defend herself. If they even touch a single hair on her head, I'll burn them all alive. I snap out of the thoughts when I see Nina pick something up. It's a note. Nina reads it and starts sobbing. I snatch the note out of her hands and read it. My blood boils as I read it. How dare he? He took her. Because of what happened years ago, which had nothing to do with Bella. He will pay. I'm coming to get you, Bella, hang on. I mind-linked Nate to get the best warriors from the pack and meet me near the mall. I will find her and end this stupid chase once and for all. The note. I know you're probably looking for your mate now, so to ease your worries, I left this note. I still remember that day 3 years ago, and I won't let you forget it too. You will suffer as much as I did. Best wishes, Adam.
Chapter 19. Isabella's POV. I woke up with a heavy headache. I sat up and groaned. I looked around the unfamiliar surrounding and panicked. Where am I? Then I remembered the attack. Someone took me. They kidnapped me. But I don't think the kidnappers keep their victims in such a beautiful room. The door opened and a lady, probably around 50s, came in with a warm smile. I don't know what to do, so I just kept a blank face. She came in with a tray and set it in front of me. I see you're up, dear. I'm Linda. I brought you some breakfast. You should eat. You're very weak, she said softly and patted my head before leaving. I heard the lock click and I knew the door was locked. I uncovered the tray. It contained pancakes, bacon, and eggs, along with a small carton of milk. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I saw the food. I slowly ate the food, and when I was full, I kept the tray aside. Where am I? Who took me? And why? Oh God, Damien, where is he? Will he be looking for me now? Ugh, I'm so confused. The door opened again, and a man with blonde hair and brown hair came in. He had a small smile on his lips.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm assigned to take care of you. You want anything, you tell me, okay?
Chris said cheerfully. His nature reminded me of Nina. I just nodded in reply.
Hey, listen. I don't know why you're here, but whatever it is, you can't leave. Just cooperate, okay? Then no one will hurt you. The boss isn't so bad.
He said and gave a reassuring smile. But I miss Damien and Nina. Tears started building in my eyes as I think about them.
Hey, don't cry. I can't see a friend cry. It's my weak point.
Chris said, looking worried. I'm your friend? I asked, confused. He is my kidnapper. He is not supposed to be my friend.
Yeah, it's my talent. I make friends really fast.
He said and snapped his fingers. Okay,
So, what's your name?
he asked.
I'm gonna be around, so I need to know your name.
Isabella, I said. And that's how I made a new friend.
Damien's POV. Nate and some of the best warriors from my pack arrived at the mall. They were all pissed, but at the same time determined. They are already protective of their Luna. Alpha, what is the plan? Nate said in a serious tone. We know the person who kidnapped Bella. All we have to do is find where he is and bring my Bella back, I growled. Who took our Luna, Alpha? A warrior asked. Adam. Growls were heard from every warrior. We leave in an hour. I have a vague idea where he could be. After all, he didn't forget what happened 3 fucking years ago, I exclaimed. They all bowed their heads and left to prepare. That thickhead Adam. He just had to take her. Just when I found her and was starting to become happy. I have to end this for both of us.
It's all my fault. If only I had not left her. If only I had gone with her, this would have never happened.
Nina cried on my shoulder. I stroked her hair. It's not your fault, Nina. Don't blame yourself. It'll be all right. I'll bring her back. In an hour, we were all ready to bring my mate back. We all settled in 3 cars. The place was not far away. It is where the incident happened, where Adam buried all his humanity and became a heartless beast, where his mate died, where he killed her. 3 years earlier. Adam was the alpha of the neighboring pack. Adam, Nate, and I were best friends. We did everything together. But then Adam found his mate when he turned 17, quite early. He had a mate to take care of, but still spent every Sunday with us. Little did he know his mate didn't love him. She was there with him because he was the alpha. I knew this the day he introduced us all to Kayla. The way she looked at us, we understood she was up to no good. She always pretended to be blindly in love with him. Once Nate and I caught her red-handed with some filthy rogue. She didn't even deny it. But when we all told this to Adam, he didn't believe us. He broke our friendship. Kayla convinced him that we were jealous of him. That's why we are doing this. From friends, we become rivals. He did everything he could to take us down, but I knew he was under her influence, so we only defended. Then the day came. He saw his mate with someone else. That someone. She was kissing him. It was me. I had to do it, for him to see who she really was. I had planned it all. I offered her the place as Luna, which was much bigger than Adam's. I told her I loved her, but I was cautious and I let her kiss me so Adam could see. She admitted all her dirty deed in front of him, and he was left heartbroken. He killed her on the spot. I tried to explain to him why I did it, but he didn't listen. He thought I did it to ruin him, and he promised to make me feel the same. Present. He still thinks I did that to hurt him. He was my best friend. Why would I do that to him? I just wanted him to see the truth. We arrived. The manor. It was a mansion for the three of us. We received it from our parents when we were 10. We named it the Manor. I was right. He was here. I walked in from the front door. I am not afraid. I went straight to Adam's office. He was casually sitting on his chair. He looked up and gave a small smile. It was not a cunning or evil smile, a genuine smile. "Damien, I was expecting you. Come sit," he said as if we were friends. After that day, it was the third time Adam had done anything, the first 2 times being small attacks on my pack. "Where is Isabella, Adam? I don't have time for bullshit like this," I growled. "I know you want to see your mate, Damien, and not here to waste time either. So please, have a seat," he said, now serious. I sat across from him and looked at him expectantly. He sighed. "I want to know what happened," he said. I frowned. "What?" "I want to know what happened to our friendship. Why did you do that to me all those years ago?" he said with sad eyes. "I didn't do it willingly, Adam. You were my best friend. I would never do anything to hurt you. Nate and I caught her with a rogue, and we came to tell you, but you didn't listen. You thought we were jealous of you. When she started doing it more, we wanted you out of her clutches. That's why we planned everything. I offered her the position of Luna in my pack. Of course it wasn't true, but she was convinced, and then you saw us. It was all part of the plan, to help you see the truth," I explained. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I'm sorry I broke our friendship. I'm sorry I kidnapped your mate, but I wanted to know the truth. And I sent a message to you, but there were no replies. So I had to do this," he said. "But why now? So suddenly?" I asked. "I found Kayla's diary in her box a week ago. It had everything in it," he said sadly. "It's okay, bro. I understand now how you felt. I found my mate a week back," I said and smiled. "I know. I saw her. She's a gem. And don't worry, she is safe and resting now. We didn't do anything. We just wanted to solve this problem and hopefully get my best friends back," he said. He had tears in his eyes. I stood up and hugged him. "Forgot about me, you idiots," Nate said from the doorway and tackled us. We laughed and I called off the attack. "I want to see my mate now." "Adam? Isabella?" I asked. "Oh yeah, I assigned Chris to take care of her. I'll just call him," he said, and took out his phone. "What? Who is this Chris? And why is he with Bella alone?" I exclaimed. "Relax, he doesn't swing that way," he said, and I looked at him confused. He sighed again. "Chris is gay," he said. "Oh." Then a boy waltzed in the cabin and did a small salute. "Hello, boss. Hello, boss's friends. I'm Chris, but you can call me Chris," he said and did a wave. "Where is my mate?" I said, straight to the point. "Oh, she's sleeping. Come on, I'll take you to her." And he walked out with us following him. He led us to a room and opened it. It was a nice room, a normal room. I saw a small figure sprawled out on the bed. "Bella!" I was by her side in a flash. She was sleeping soundly. I brushed some hair that had fallen on her face and caressed her cheeks. She stirred and stretched like a cat. She is so cute. I couldn't help but smile. Her eyes fluttered open and landed on me. I smiled when her eyes widened.
Damien?
She asked as if I'm in a dream. I opened my arms and nodded. She flew in my arms and I chuckled.
I missed you.
She said. I missed you too, baby, more than you can imagine, I replied and stroked her hair. She looked at me smiling, and before I know, she crashed her lips on mine.
Chapter 20, Isabella's POV. I don't know why I did what I did. It just felt right to do. So I placed my lips on his. I don't know how to kiss, but I have to try, isn't it? Damien stood frozen. I am not sure it's a good thing or a bad thing, so I moved my lips a little. That seemed to bring him out of the daze, and he took control. He held my waist with one hand and pulled me closer. His other hand tangled itself in my hair. I moved my hands and wrapped them around his neck. He licked my bottom lip. Then he squeezed my hips a little and I gasped. He took the chance and slipped his tongue in my mouth. He fought for dominance and eventually won. Soon I was out of breath and in need of oxygen. He pulled away and rested his forehead against mine. His eyes were still closed and he licked his lips, smiling.
That was amazing,
he said in a husky voice. I nodded and looked down shyly. He removed his hand from my hair and cupped my face, making me face him. My face was burning. I could feel the blush on my cheeks.
Don't hide your pretty face from me, baby. Don't be shy. We'll be doing that a lot now,
he said, smirking. I could tell. My cheeks were a replica of tomatoes. He chuckled at my reaction and pulled me in a tight, possessive hug.
I was so worried about you. From this minute, I will not let you out of my sight.
His voice came out muffled. Damien, who were those people? Why did they take me? I asked. He pulled away a little and held my waist.
I guess you deserve to know everything,
he said, and continued to tell me about Adam, their friendship and what happened 3 years ago, and why they kidnapped me. So, now it's all over?
Yes, Princess, it's all over. Me and Adam sought out our differences and are back to being friends. You don't have to worry about anything, Princess,
he said with a smile.
Lovebirds, dinner is ready,
Nate yelled from the other side of the door.
When did they leave?
Damien asked to no one in particular. Then realization hit me in the face. They were here when I kissed Damien. Oh God, kill me now. I hid my face in my hands and groaned. Warm hands covered my hands and pulled them off my face.
What's wrong?
Damien asked softly. He's so sweet. I kissed you in front of all of them. What will they think of me now? I will not be able to face any one of them for months. Damien only laughed at my explanation and shook his head. I pouted and he kissed me again, just a peck.
It's nothing to be embarrassed, baby. It was just a kiss, and I'm sure they will forget about it by the time dinner is done,
he said, giving a charming smile.
But I won't forget it. After all, you took my first kiss.
I looked at him with a shocked expression. Yes, it was my first kiss too. I saved it for my mate. I was fascinated by the idea of finding a mate since I was a kid, so I wanted to have my first experience with my mate. Now it was his turn to blush. I giggled, which earned a groan from him.
Okay, now enough talking. Let's get dinner. You didn't even have lunch. Don't want you to starve now, do we, Princess?
He said and pulled me by my hand. We reached the dining room and the chatter immediately stopped and everyone turned their heads towards us. I shifted closer to Damien and wished that the earth would open and swallow me.
Nina? What are you doing here?
Damien's words caught my attention. I looked around and sure enough there was a smiling Nina sitting on a chair. She stood up and tackled me in a hug. I'm sorry, Issa. I should have not left you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, she said, pulling back. It's not your fault, Nina, I said with a smile.
You indeed have a gem of a mate, buddy,
a voice said from behind. I turned around and saw a man with dark hair and eyes, same age as Damien.
Baby, this is Adam, the one I was talking about,
Damien said. He smiled and extended his hand for me to shake. I accepted it with a smile.
Nice to meet you, Isabella, and sorry for the inconvenience.
It's okay, I said quietly. We all took a seat at the table and served ourselves. There was mac and cheese. I took a small portion that I thought I could eat. But as I was about to finish, Damien added a few spoonfuls more to my plate. I was about to question him, but he gave me a stern look and gestured for me to eat it. I pouted, but finished, with surprisingly not much effort. I flashed a victory smile to Damien, and he patted my head, like a puppy. Everyone laughed a little, and I joined too. After dinner, we all sat in the living room, talking about anything.
Hey, Nina, you didn't tell us how you got here,
Damien asked. I was cuddled to his side, seeking warmth. Oh, I was really worried about Issa, so I was constantly mind-linking Nate for your location, and he finally gave in, telling me you were here, so I came as soon as I could. she explained. Damien nodded and pulled me closer to his side, kissing the top of my head. Adam came in with a plastic bag in his hand.
Hey, I guess we should watch some movies while having ice cream.
He exclaimed, and I squealed excitedly at the mention of ice cream.
So is that a yes?
He looked around and everyone nodded. We debated on which movie should be watched. I didn't know many movies, so I just kept quiet. Everyone eventually decided on watching Conjuring. It was a horror movie, much to my horror. I hate horror movies, but Damien got really excited about the movie. So for his sake, I agreed. Throughout the movie, my head was buried in Damien's chest. I only had a few sneak peeks here and there. I couldn't even eat my ice cream myself. My hands were too busy covering my eyes. Damien had to feed me ice cream, but he was not complaining. Somewhere in the middle of the movie, I had an urge to go to the bathroom. I was too scared. I had no other option, so I poked Damien on the cheek. He was so absorbed in the movie that he didn't notice. I poked him again and again until his attention was on me. Finally.
What's the matter, princess? You need anything?
He asked, and I shook my head. I need to use the bathroom, I said.
It's right at the end of the hall when you exit the living room, princess.
He said. I know, but I'm scared, I said in a quiet whisper. He raised his eyebrows and tried to hide his smile, but failed with a big F.
Okay, I'll come along then,
he said and got off the couch and held my hand as he led me to the bathroom. He switched on the light and motioned for me to go in.
You go in, baby. I'll be right here.
Trusting him, I went in and did my business. I finished and washed my hands. Damien? I called. No answer. Damien! I called again. This time there was shuffling out of the door. Damien, is that you? My voice cracked at the end. I hesitantly opened the door and sighed in relief. Damien was leaning on the wall and his eyes closed. He was sleeping. I shook his shoulder, a little too harshly. Damien! His eyes snapped opened and looked around for danger. Then his eyes landed on me. He smiled apologetically.
Sorry, I didn't know sleep took over.
He rubbed the back of his neck and chuckled nervously. It's okay, but don't do that next time. I was so scared, I said with a small pout. He kissed my pout and held my hands.
Sorry, it won't happen again,
he said. We went back to the living room and halted when we saw the scene in front of us. Nate sleeping in the couch with his mouth open. But that's not all. Nina and Adam, lips locked.
What the hell is going on?
Damien's voice boomed through the house. Oh God,